Alright, team. Here I am. Back on the game. Alright, buddy. Uh, yeah, last night I did this with Dayron. Yeah. Um. Whoa, what the heck? There's a bug in my room. Alright, anyway. Uh. Let's just start off big with this one, alright? Am I wise? I do many crazy things. Nah. I change my opinion often. Maybe. I'm often careless. Maybe. I speak faster than I think. False. I know how I would like to spend my holidays. True. Schedules and plans are no fun at all. False. I prefer to just go out and then decide what to do. Wait, hold up. I prefer to go out and then decide what I want to do. Maybe. Before I make a decision, I think about all the possible outcomes of that decision. Um, maybe. When I have an idea, I usually think about the advantages of it, not the disadvantages. False. I make new friends very often. False. I am impulsive. True. I need much time before I make the decision. Maybe. I love surprises. Maybe. I know if I like someone in just a few minutes after I speak with them. False. I often find myself in trouble. Maybe. I like to be organized. Maybe. I like a secure life. I need control. Maybe. I don't like to think too much. False. I consider all the consequences of my actions. False. I can decide something in a few seconds. I guess. Maybe. I often buy things I don't need. I wouldn't say often, but I often say things I regret. Um, I usually do different things than what I had in mind. False. I often have problems because I don't think what I often have problems because I don't think what I say. There's some typos up in here. I often have problems because I don't think of what I often have problems because I don't think about what I say. Um, I wouldn't say they're problems, but I do that a lot. Um, I don't know if I get problems from them though. So maybe. I hate routine. I get bored. False. I prefer last minute decisions to planned ones. Maybe. I don't care about the future much. False. I hate to wait for something. I need it now. Um, Sometimes, if it's hanging out with Dayron, if Dayron was on the game, shoot, 100% true. I need that now. Like, what do you think? I hate to wait for something. I need it now. Um, Basically, do I have patience? Do you have patience? Yes or no? I'd say for most things that's true. I can wait for most things, I guess. I prefer a job that needs a detailed daily schedule. Um, Maybe. I like to organize my time. True. I often save money to buy something expensive. False. All right, am I wise? You are wise. I guess I'm wise now. Oh, All right, I'm wiser than most. Is that what that means? If you scored low, then that means you are wise. You consider your words and your actions carefully. You have a system and plan your life. You are responsible and can be trusted. Very low scores may show high fear and avoidance of fun. Okay, let's hit up one more, gang. Let's hit up one more. All right, you know I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Each race is equal to one another. Yeah, generally. Most people don't. most people who won't find. Most people who find. Okay, most people who won't find work to. Most people who won't find to work for a long time are just lazy. What? Most people who don't find work for a long time are just lazy. Maybe. You should like politicians from your race, from our race. I don't really think that's true. If one race is more civilized and educated than another, then it's a better race. I don't. That is the most. Okay, bro. That question. That's a weird question. I'm gonna put maybe. All right. We should keep our borders free for immigration. Ooh, don't get canceled, Trico. Don't get canceled. We should keep our borders free from immigration. Um, maybe it's disturbing. It's disturbing to see people from different races getting married. False. If a race is pure, and if a race is pure, the genes are stronger. What does that mean? Like, what is that? I'm gonna go false. My nation is better than my nation is better in many ways than other nations. Um, maybe all borders should be open in all countries. Well then, bro, like this is a philosophical question right here because like what's the meaning of a border? Right? What's the purpose of it? Right. So in my eyes, this is how I see things. Okay. The main reason borders exist is because negativity exists. Okay. There's like sad to say, bad things are going to happen in this world. It's bound to happen. You know what I mean? And you know, people are gonna cheat, steal, murder, rape, yada yada yada. Um, and these things, these negative, strong negative things, but pedophilia is in there too. Um, these strong negative things they cause great tension, and then like you think about the tribal tribal situations. You know what I mean? Just from like bare bone, like back in the past, when we were all cavemen, right? Um, these things would happen, and then like they would cause a massive rift sometimes in the tribe. And sometimes the tribe head would be like a jerk, and like they try to overthrow, but then people like So these are how wars happen, and borders are a thing to distinguish between this tribe and another tribe, pretty much, because all empires are just massive, humongous tribes of modern life that we have right now in the Big 26, right? But if all borders were open to all countries, then that would mean that like people would have to get like I just believe it's like a this statement, all borders should be open in all countries. That's like asking for world peace, pretty much, bro. That's like saying nothing negative is gonna happen, and people are not gonna overreact and then like get a bajillion guns out of thin air, more or less, some type of weapon, and try to kill off a bunch of people that just that you know done bad things in their eyes. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's always going to be a negative, and people are always going to put a negative on some type of creature and try to destroy it and come together to try to destroy it. And that's, I don't know. I'm going to say, like, it'd be cool, but like, what would that even mean? Because, like, whenever you patch up a problem, another problem creates itself. You know what I mean? So, if all borders were open for all countries, what other problems are you opening up in that situation? Okay, I've lost my. I went on a bit of a tangent here. My bad. All races have exactly the same intelligence. Hey, I think that's true. Some races have the crime in their genes. True. All right. What is the crime? Define the crime. Young people should not vote until they get a real job. What? Maybe. I what? Like I under like this question, dude. I I don't know, cause what is a real job? And who decides what a real job is? Like I feel like and on this lane of thinking, where you're thinking this, like who's defining what a real job is, and at that point also who's defining what a young person, what young people are, and what does it mean to vote? Like this test is actually a good one. I actually like this test, although the grammar is a bit odd. I'm gonna I'm just gonna say false because this seems like it's just 1984 speak to me. Why believe our why give our tax money to poor countries? We need it more. I mean, this is a good one. Dude. That's a good one. Like, look, this is how I see things, right? Why would you tax the people of your country to help people in other countries? You know, at some point you got to be selfish, you know, and you got to prioritize yourself, all right? Um, so why would you give money to some big man that's supposed to do everything, but then that big man doesn't even help the people that are like, dude, it's basically robbery, dude. And then like how I see it, why would you give money to these poor countries? And this is something I honestly believe. You give money to these poor countries, and then it wouldn't really even go to like the bottom people in their countries. No, it would go to stinking the top 10% of in poor countries. Like the rich are becoming much richer. All right, I look, bro. Like it's like I said before with borders. You know, you can patch up problems, but it'll just create more problems. And like with this, you can't. I don't. If we're giving up so much money, how are these poor countries staying poor for this long? You have the backing of the entire American. You have the backing of the entire all of America, and you're still poor. America is a part of like covers basically most of a continent. You're telling me an entire continent, like we're at least like we're at least 33%. We're basically one third of America, pretty much. So you're telling me one third of an entire continent can't help a tiny nation that's the size of Rhode Island, that's like that's the size of Rhode Island? Tell me that makes logical sense, dude. Convince me that makes logical sense. That does not make logical sense. But you know, what do I know? All right. Honestly, nobody's gonna get past the video to get to this point. Like my mic could not be working right now, dude. And I'm speaking to thin air, and I'm still going. Oh wait, why give our tax money? We need it more. True. Old people should retire and give their jobs to young blood. I never even thought of this one, honestly. I mean, yeah. If you're able to retire and coast for the rest of the time, why would you not retire? What are you hiding from? Like, is this true? The neutral role of woman is to be a housewife. Yikes, man. I don't think so. I don't know what a neutral role means, dude. What? Who defines neutral role? What does this mean? Honestly, what does this mean? So I'm gonna say, I think I'm gonna go false. I like our races as long as they stay on their own country. Um, nah, nah, no. Like I don't think you understand how many baddies there are that are part of other races, dude. Like, do you really want to like just be stuck with one race? Like, there's so many baddies out there, bro. And you're just gonna stick to one race, bro. Like, unless they're midgets, that's probably the only race I don't like. Right? I'm heightist. I'll admit. I don't find midgets attractive at all. But um, you know how many badges there are that are in other races, dude? Foreigners should not be helped. It, it was their choice to come to our country. I mean, I feel like there's a limit to it, right? Because like if you just came over and like I feel like should be a certain time frame. Like if you've been in a country for about like five, five at the lowest, 5, 10 years, I'll even out at like 7.5. If you've been in a country for 7.5 years, and like people come by and actually look at you for a minute and see that you're just gonna be stuck there forever, then you're basically citizen, bro. So I'm gonna put maybe. Every race should have its own land, schools, and shops. It would be better. Um, like I said before, cultural exchange and whatnot. Having an open mind. I am a strong advocate for open mindedness. Right? Gay people are valuable citizens. Um, yeah, that. I mean, yeah. Stupid people in my job should be paid less than me. I mean, if they're doing the same job as you, does that mean you're stupid too? It's unfair to discriminate against people because, all right, it's unfair to discriminate against someone because of their race. Um, I guess so. Some races are inferior to others. Probably not. Young people should be elected politicians too. I honestly believe that. I cannot be equal in rights with the worst criminals of the world. I actually agree with this. You are not racist. Who would have guessed? Oh man. Whoa, that's crazy. You are not racist. If you scored low, then you are not racist. You believe all human beings are equal and you find worth in people regardless of their sexual habits, religious beliefs, color, abilities, etc. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I am not racist. Who would have guessed? I'm like less racist than normal people. Whoa. It's almost as if like all these like things about a person is just like almost as if in my head I don't even render them half the time. I don't really even think they're real or matter at all. To be honest with you. But yeah. That's it for this random, I guess. I don't know. There you go, internet. Especially Dayron. Alright. What's going on here? Huh? Email? What the heck? Anyway, hey, look at this, guys. Plane test, image test. Like, was that the Dalai Lama? Dalai Lama test? Alright, bro. Um, the garbage. It's all bubbles, bro. Alright. Anyway, that's it. Gonna play this game in like 3 years.